Nick Pizzolatto, the creator of the True Detective series, has been ruthlessly slamming the show online, and the Hollywood Access Media is not happy about it. Welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idle, and you might be asking yourself, Leon, why do you care about this? You know, this doesn't really have a political edge to it. And hold on, it does, it will, let me get there, but I also care about this because I haven't watched Season 4. I'm not gonna watch Season 4. Season 1 is quite literally the single greatest season of television history of True Detective. Season 2, not as great, then Season 3, almost as good as Season 1. It brought it back, and then Season 4 rolls around and the original creator is not involved at all, and what do you get? You get a series that's not being looked at too kindly by legitimate fans. However, the media does what the media continues to do, which is try and denigrate and disrespect actual fans who care about this sort of thing by trying to play it off like we are all just a bunch of crybabies when that is not the case. So we're going to get into multiple articles covering this. Before we do, hit that subscribe button. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day, not always about this sort of, television shows and drama behind it, but I think this does fit the political bill when you see what's being said. So we're going to start with this from the AV Club, which the reason I want to start with this, I actually think this is the most fair article so far. I want this to be kind of the basis so we can get a good baseline for what I think media criticism and journalism should look like. Old True Detective and new True Detective aren't getting along. True Detective creator Nick Pizzolatto reposted some nasty messages about the finale, prompting a response from star Callie Reese. True Detective Night Country's finale ended with season-high ratings according to Variety. 3.2 million viewers tuned in across HBO and its streaming service Max. That capped off a viewership of about 12.7 million across all episodes, an all-time high for the franchise. And as Variety notes, this new generation of True Detective has the benefit and new ways to watch, Max. And here's why this article from AV Club is so important. It is the only article I saw of the 4 articles that are covering this story that I bothered to read that actually bring that up, that actually acknowledge the reason that Season 4 has the most views, the reason it's the biggest season, was because it's streaming on Max. It's not exclusively on TV. I mean, think about when True Detective first came out. It was the last season of Breaking Bad, and I don't remember what year that was exactly, like 2015 or somewhere around there, but the prevalence of streaming service, it wasn't exactly the same as it is now, and we certainly weren't getting premium TV shows airing weekly on streaming services. That was not happening in 2015, or whatever year that was, right around that time. So that's why I think that the other outlets that we're about to go over show a complete lack of journalistic integrity, as well as what they say about the creator and the way they try and spin the argument. So I want to give credit to AV Club. I don't always agree with the way they handle things, but at least in this particular instance, good work. I'll give you credit where it's due. It's undeniable that audiences were plugged in and often enjoying the show's new direction, except the series creator, Nick Pizzolatto. And you're going to see statements like this in all these articles. Audiences were loving it. People were loving it and enjoying it. Were they though? Were they really? Because, look, like I said, I haven't seen it. That being said, being in the YouTube game, I got many friends whose entire channels are based around film and television critique and analysis, namely Vex Electronica, or Copa Catania, or Copa Ex Machina, don't hate me bro, or the Sasquatches, Cannoli and Mama Sasquatch. And guess what? I haven't heard a damn thing on X or any other version of social media that has anything positive to say about True Detective Night Country, which is a bit of a shame because, again, the original series is quite literally the best television I have ever seen, and that's from a long history of watching TV. So when you got the creator, Nick Pizzolatto, saying negative things about the show, a show that he had absolutely zero involvement in, yeah, combine that with what I'm hearing from trusted sources that actually report on this stuff for a living, I'm inclined to believe them. I got no reason to doubt them. But let's keep going and see what's got to be said. According to screenshots saved to Twitter/X, Pizzolatto apparently reposted fan messages on Instagram that railed against the way True Detective's 4th season butchered and misappropriated the first season's all-time classic dialogue, describing the season as a hot mess and criticizing the finale's reveal as self-righteous vigilanteism. And they got Andrew Woods. Now, Andrew Woods is what we would like to call a simp. He says, I haven't seen the new season of True Detective, so I have no opinion on it, but there has to be a classier way of handling a season. You definitely made money on this. And it's true, Nick Pizzolatto did make money on this, probably because he was contractually obligated to have his name in the title, considering he created the show. But when you know that he has no input on anything, from the writing to the direction, by the way, the writing of which the series is known for, season 1 and 3 are known for having some of the best writing on television ever, only in comparison with maybe Breaking Bad and The Wire, it makes sense that homeboy who created the product would be a bit salty at what's going on that he has no control over. And what he shared was this little segment here. Just want to send love to Nick Pizzolatto. I can only imagine how it feels to have all this time, his all-time classic dialogue butchered and misappropriated like it was last night. In the interviewer, she says that they exist in the same universe. No, they do not. Last night's finale was some of the sloppiest writing I've ever watched, so insulting calling it True Detective, and beyond disrespectful, invoking time is a flat circle, which you may have never seen this show before, but I bet you have heard someone say, time is a flat circle, because this show, that's where this came from. The original season 1 of True Detective popularized that as a phrase, as a meme, and yeah, this is the first I'm learning when I'm reading these articles that season 4 tried to use that, and I thought, my god, I've never seen this show, and that is cringy. Never seen season 4, that is. I cannot believe they would try and loop back to season 1 for nostalgia, member-berry classic lines like that. Do you not have enough, hope and belief in your own product that you've got to reach into the vault and pull out the classic lines from when the show was good, from when it garnered respect? That's unbelievable. Season 1, I feel like this may be blasphemy, and it may be due to 20 more years of rewatches, and then it goes on to say other stuff, and then Nick shared more. HBO should have stuck with Nick Pizzolatto. You had Jodie Foster, a naturally threatening atmosphere and access to Nick McConaughey and Harrelson, and still couldn't, I assume that's supposed to say, stick the landing, but yeah, needless to say, if so many people love this, if so many fans were all into it, like the articles are trying to claim, why is Nick having no problem finding accounts that are very upset with this show to repost and share images of? If fans loved it so much, then why is it there's so much material for the creator to agree with when it comes to the criticism by actual fans? It's almost as if they want to demonize him for just not liking the show. I'm sorry, but if the guy is the creator, if he's the one that put the blood, sweat, and tears into the work in creating this particular TV show and this world and this universe, and then somebody takes that from him, and in his opinion, as the godfather of the series, butchers it, why is he being demonized? That would be like Tolkien coming back from the dead, saying he doesn't like Rings of Power, and then Amazon and the whole world turning on Tolkien, speaking to him like he's a bad guy, which I know sounds crazy to actual Tolkien fans or anybody in this sphere who's probably watching, but don't play dumb and pretend like that's exactly what individuals on X wouldn't do. The moment Tolkien returned from the grave, saw Rings of Power, and immediately recommitted suicide because he would not want to exist on the same corporeal plane as that piece of garbage, yeah, people will start to call him all sorts of nasty names like incel, bigot, and the list goes on, like they do to us on social media. It's not a big deal if the original creator of a work finds that their work being bastardized is a bit of a problem. But let's see what Vanity Fair has to say. Vanity Fair, they got fair in the title, right? Fair's in their name. Surely they're more fair than the AV Club. Yeah, read the title. No, they're not. Nick Pizzolatto can't stop posting about True Detective Night Country season finale. That's actually not what it said on Google, in the Google articles, by the way. It was even cringier than that. So Vanity Fair probably changed the headline afterwards. But, so yeah, this was written by Chris Murphy, and a lot of this article covers the same stuff that we'd seen. However, it gives a little bit more. In the divisive finale, written by and directed by Lopez, detectives Lisa Danvers, Jodie Foster, and Evangeline Navarro, Callie Reese, finally cracked the case of what happened to the frozen Salal, whatever, scientists, as well as the cold case of the murder of Annie K. They discovered the Salal scientists were responsible for Annie K's death, and that in the act of vigilante justice, the indigenous female community of Enos, Alaska, were the ones who led the Salal scientists to their frozen fate. Now, isn't that interesting? We have a female showrunner with a new version of True Detective starring females, a lot of lesbianism from what I've heard. And you got an all matriarchal indigenous female community of Alaskan natives doling out justice. I can't imagine why this was disliked by so many people. It just seems like this is something that would occur so naturally on well-written television. Or, let me just take a wild guess, this ended up being feminist girl boss propaganda trash. Now, I haven't seen it, I can't say for sure, I don't know, but based off the fact that, once again, it is a female showrunner with female stars with lots of lesbianism, and apparently a female community of indigenous Alaskan natives, I'm gonna take a wild guess and say, yeah, there's a whole lot of propaganda and agenda in this show that absolutely was not present in the first 3 seasons of the TV show. The first 3 seasons that didn't excellent job of showing multiple political beliefs and multiple cultures and skin tones and moral codes and emotions and basically everything that has to come with good character writing, as opposed to the modern slop we have now that's filled with nothing but agenda and propaganda. While Pizzolatto might not have been a fan of Night Country, the series has plenty of fans in its corner. Alan Sippenwall of Rolling Stone, of course somebody at Rolling Stone liked the show. Rolling Stone, the same people that are propping up Kristen Stewart as making the gayest movie ever and doing the gayest photo shoot ever and talking about it like it's so revolutionary, despite the fact that we've kind of had, LGBT media in quite literally everything about 2015 and onward. So yeah, that same Rolling Stone wrote that the Night Country finale was True Detective's best finale ever. I have no idea how they think they can top Season 1's finale. And again, frankly, Season 3 finale as well. But again, this is the Rolling Stone we're talking about. They probably have not even watched Seasons 1 through 3. Per Deadline, the final episode of True Detective Night Country attracted, we saw how many viewers it attracted. In any case, Pizzolatto's sore loser attitude towards his own series doesn't seem to be affecting the creators. And again, this is where we're at. They're saying he has a sore loser attitude, as if it is not normal for a creator, somebody who put their heart and soul into something, to be upset when their work is bastardized. Why are they demonizing this man? Why are they trying to make it out like he is the problem, like he is the bad guy? We see the exact same energy from this Entertainment Weekly article. True Detective creator criticized by Night Country star for shady posts about finale. That's a damn shame. Now, that's a damn shame thing comes from one of the actresses who posted, that's a damn shame, but hey, I guess if you don't have anything good to share, shit on others is the new wave. Is that what he's doing? Is he shitting on them? And let's say he is. You might claim, yeah, he is shitting on the show. All right, fair enough. Is it not justified? Is it not earned? Why is it a big deal? Maybe if you'd done a proper product, something that would make the original creator proud, then he wouldn't have had to do this. He wouldn't have gone on social media and talked about what bollocks your show actually was. It's not just about the new wave being shitting on anything if you don't have something nice to share. It's about respecting artists' wishes and creativity and what came before it. We actually had, if you didn't know, the showrunner, the new showrunner for season 4, talk about how inspired she was by seasons 1 through 3, how much she loved seasons 1 through 3, with 2 being the odd one out, like most people tend to agree upon. However, she wanted to be very respectful to the source material, to the lore. And then she absolutely was not. She disrespected and denigrated it, filled it with what seems to be propaganda and politics, and did not, more importantly, give customers and actual fans what they wanted from the product. Yeah, I can see the creator being a little bit upset with the big game that the female showrunner talked. And I know I keep saying female as if that's a big deal, but it kind of is, because at this point it makes me wonder, did she care? Was she actually a fan? Or was she a diversity hire because HBO was just like every single other company in the modern day, and they care more about immutable characteristics than they do actual talent and actually being able to give a compelling, good product. They care more about what's between their legs, or in this case, a lack thereof, because it looks good on their diorama of inclusivity, than they do actually giving customers something worth paying for, something that has any sort of value to it. And if that's the route they're going, because I'll be real, I don't know anything about Nick Pizzolatto's politics. I don't care about Nick Pizzolatto's politics, and considering he's in the Hollywood industry, his politics are probably at least notably different than mine. Me being a rather down the middle centrist type of individual, I'm sure he holds some beliefs that I find abhorrent, and I probably hold some that he would find abhorrent as well. But I can separate the art from the artist, and you know what? He gave us some absolutely incredible, indubitably amazing art in the form of True Detective Seasons 1, 3, and semi-Season 2. But you can't say that for this director or this showrunner, who I'm willing to bet only got the job because she was a woman. But those are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below, or let me know on X, where you can find me at BoltTheWord. And please do subscribe. I am a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. Not always about television shows like True Detective, but anime, movies, music, Magic the Gathering. Check me out on Instagram at wordsofparadise_Leon. Also become a member for $4.99 a month. You can join the Discord. You get to actually pick what articles I cover. It's a great time interacting with a great community, and you can also check out the merch store somewhere in one of these boxes. Get yourself a shirt or a mug. Use discount code VITALIDOL. And remember, it's all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.